All right, this is Lynn with Lynns Hangouts, and we're here today at Swabbies On The River partying with the awesome 4-barrel band.
Woot!
Woohoo! When I found my good friend Marianne Perez hanging out by the band. And Manny was kind enough to agree for a quick chat. So thanks, Manny, for hanging out with us today.
Oh, I just love being here.
Awesome, I know.
I love 4-barrel.
Woo, go 4-barrel. And we're just ready to party and ready to dance. We're going to have a great time. It's Memorial Day, as a matter of fact, right?
Right, and I'm planning on remembering it.
That's good. Okay. Me too. And we want to thank everybody that served and is now serving, because today's your day, so thank you very much. That's awesome. Very cool. In fact, kind of along the same lines, I wanted to get your interview for a certain reason, and I actually had the pleasure of chatting with you a while ago about your sweet son, Sammy. So yes, and I know you bring Sammy to live music events as often as possible because of his love of live music. And or actually of music, he loves music, so. And you told me a story of when he was a baby and how he responded to music and why. Can you please repeat that story for us and how music has helped him to get where he is now?
Yes, I can. When Sam was born, he was clearly different than my older son. He didn't move. The only thing that really moved on his body was his eyes.
Oh, okay.
And so we would just look at him and think that, you know, what are we going to do to get in here? And so we always have been listening to music in our family, and the only time that he seemed really engaged was when the music was up.
Oh, how interesting. Okay.
So we just started really pumping up a lot of music and getting him like headphones and things, and then once we got into the school system, it became an issue of what kind of therapies do we need to look at for Sam's success.
Okay. And Sammy is autistic, correct?
Sam has autistic features, but he has a syndrome named Kabuki syndrome.
Oh, okay.
He has cerebral palsy. He has a medical condition called cyclic vomiting syndrome, which is very life-threatening.
Oh, wow.
And gets him quite ill quite often.
Okay.
And so just trying to figure out ways to connect the dots for him and understand what it is he needs.
To kind of bring him out.
I remember watching him run down the hallway. I mean, my older son would run down the hallway, and Samuel would just, his eyes would just watch, like, I'm gonna run down that hallway.
Right.
And so we started just pumping in the music.
Yeah.
And it became clear that we needed to ask the school system to do music therapy.
Oh, nice. Very
We
cool.
had been in the hospital. It was intense. This wonderful music therapist came in and changed our lives.
Wow.
Introduced us to an amazing band called Trout Fishing in America.
Oh, okay.
And they sing this song called My Hair Had a Party Last Night.
How cute.
And when you are in the hospital, your hair had a party last night.
Every night, right?
So they became our good friends, and there came the music. That was it. We had to go to music all the time.
Wow.
We go to whatever there is, the Romanian festival, the Irish fest, whatever it is, we're going to get there.
Right.
And so the school district was like, well, we really can't tell you that we're going to give you music therapy because it's not quantifiable.
Oh, really?
And I said, really? Have you met my son?
Yeah, right?
And they said, well, no, we haven't. I said, that's the problem. So why don't we get a meeting
Good.
and we'll have a little chat.
Yes.
And so we walk in, and Sam's in the carrier. I mean, he was very small for a very long time.
Okay.
And he had his big headphones on.
Yeah.
And everybody met him.
Yeah.
And the first thing they said was, okay, it's not about does he benefit from music therapy, it's about how do we prove and fund it.
Oh, okay, because they knew.
And that was the beginning of the entire conversation.
Very cool.
And from that day forward, it's all been about the music.
Now, does the school actually have a program now that's funded?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No,
but
it's
they
a
did for
really
him.
hard thing they did for him because we would not let, I mean, we had to make that happen.
Yeah,
for
you wouldn't
him.
let it go. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was hoping that maybe the schools saw such a beauty in it, you know, for other
They saw it immediately. I mean, we didn't have to have the conversation we intended coming in.
That's good. That's
It was
good.
obvious.
It was very obvious.
Yeah,
absolutely.
just get in my face. Let me show you my beautiful son,
Right, exactly.
and he will show you what he's telling me.
Exactly, right?
It's the same thing when they told me he would never walk.
Oh.
And I said, leave me a walker.
Right,
I'm
right.
watching his eyes, knowing that he wants to run.
Right.
And Lynn, you see him, he walks.
Yeah, he does. I know, right? Oh God, I got goosebumps. Overcoming the odds. That is so cool.
It's
so
just,
cool.
why should I set a limit on somebody that is telling me he has no
Absolutely.
limits?
No, do not set limits. It's horrible on
And the
kids.
music has been the biggest piece and
Biggest piece.
seriously changes his life.
Oh, that's awesome. I I know I met you at Laughs Unlimited, and you were there as often as you
Skip
could
and Lori!
be. Yeah, and I met Sammy there. He's amazing. He is so cool. Love him.
He
And you were
wants
just
to bring
telling-
the speakers home every week.
Oh, I love it.
We have 47 conversations every time
Yeah.
that we're there because he wants that speaker, that speaker, that speaker. He wants to bring them home and watch Hedwig or his movies Move on it.
Okay.
Or he wants all the speakers in the big room at Laughs.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is just the way we roll.
Sounds like he'd be a producer.
I'm trying to get him into doing like the merchant table for bands.
Oh, that would be
And he's
awesome.
doing that now for Mumbo Gumbo.
That
so.
would be awesome. Oh, very cool. Very cool. And you were just telling me a little something about how he's learning to communicate.
He's learning to do facilitated communication on his iPad.
Wow.
And I'm actually seeing my son type out his thoughts.
Oh.
I just have to cry. I mean,
I
it's
know.
a serious miracle.
I know. Seriously.
For him to be able to say to someone, I like you too, you're nice. I didn't know he thinks like that.
Yeah.
You know, I
Right,
didn't know
because he
that.
doesn't communicate.
And a lot of autistic people kind of think in pictures,
Oh, right.
not in sentiment.
Right. Wow.
So that was really deep and moving.
Very special.
And we're looking really forward to that progressing and him being able to talk to you on this interview.
That would be awesome. Well, I was going to say, let's arrange a time when we can actually interview him. Along
Sam
with
would
you.
love
That
it.
would be, oh, God, I'd love it. That would be awesome. We'll definitely do that.
Sam's goal is public speaking on behalf of disabilities, and that's our focus.
They'll be there. Absolutely. I have no doubt about that. So, very cool.
And we're going to need some backup music.
Yeah, more barrel, right? Well, one thing too that I know you had told me, he's quite fond of the drums. Do you have some fun stories to tell us about that?
Sam has loved the drums since he could move his arms,
Aw.
and it took a while to get there.
Yeah.
But in junior high school, he got to really experience that.
Oh, okay.
He became part of their band, and he got to do the tom-tom drum with his helper, Miss Linda, God bless you.
Oh.
And he was voted like the most valuable player. I mean, he just
Oh, wow.
came to life.
That's what an
And
honor.
everybody there, I mean, this is a normal school. This is typical children, not
right.
a disability group.
Right.
But when you have that opportunity on campuses, everybody benefits.
Oh, yeah.
You think you're doing this great thing for this child that's in need, but what you're doing is just
teaching
opening up the
everybody
entire
something.
community.
Yeah, you're teaching
And,
everybody
yeah.
something.
And he has loved that. I have so much film. I would love to share that with you, but mostly, Lynn,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to his interview with you so that he can
too.
bang a few drums for you.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. We'll set that up. Well, I'm sure Scott would help us with
I'll
that.
set him up.
Yeah, you set him up because you're the roadie now. That's so awesome. I love it. Very cool. Well, thank you, Manny, for sharing such an awesome and personal story. I'm sure it just reinforces what we all know deep inside, that music brings so many things together, internal and external. It's not just about a party.
No.
It's about life. So, I got goosebumps again. So thank you, girl.
Love
You're
you.
amazing. I love you too. Let's go back to the festivities.
Let's dance.
Let's dance. All right.